Welcome to About Mansfield. It is your audio newspaper. I'm Steve Casillo, broadcasting from the Cellmark Studios, along with the About Mansfield news team. Colleen Daniel, well, she's out there in Studio West. This is the April 15th, 2026, 316th edition. Coming up, it's Mansfield News, Talk, and Information. Let's check the stories we're covering this week.
California studio moving forward with $50 million film facility in Mansfield.
We'll talk Summer of Soccer in a moment with the mayor.
Summit High named National Showcase School.
Mansfield ISD hosting Teacher Job Fair.
Free Community Shred Day set for April 18th in Mansfield. Hall of Fame baseball player bringing Invitational training clinic to Mansfield.
And in sports, it's soccer, basketball, baseball, and softball.
And in the talk segment, Steve concludes his in-studio talk with Mansfield ISD Superintendent Dr. Tiffanie Spencer. We are Mansfield's only source for news, talk, and information. This is About Mansfield.
Hey there, it's Luke from Cool Hand Electric. Are you tired of dealing with plugs or lights that just won't cooperate? Well, don't fret. Give us a call. Worried about power outages or surges damaging your precious electronics? We've got you covered. Whether it's a whole house generator or surge protection, our solution-oriented Cool Hands are ready to tailor the perfect option that suits your needs and budget. At Cool Hand Electric, excellence is still cool.
Cool Hand, Cool Hand, Cool Hand, where excellence is still cool.
Hey, it's Steve Casillo with a question just for you. What if date night lasted an entire week? Imagine a glass of wine as castle lights reflect on the river, quiet walks through centuries-old towns, and dinners where no one is watching the clock. That is what autumn along the Rhine River can feel like. Paradigm Travel Agency is hosting a Rhine River cruise, November 12th through the 19th, aboard the elegant Ama Lucia, sailing from Amsterdam to Basel. You unpack once, you wake up somewhere new every morning, and every evening feels like another perfect night out. If romantic travel without stress sounds appealing, this is worth exploring. For more information, contact Claudine at ParadigmTravelAgency.com. Don't forget, use promo code MP111226.
Looking for a night out that's anything but ordinary? Step into Vault Seafood and Steakhouse, Mansfield's premier upscale dining experience. Savor perfectly aged steaks, fresh seafood, and handcrafted cocktails, all served in a stunning atmosphere. Want more? Enjoy private dining rooms and a cigar lounge for that extra touch of luxury. Vault delivers exceptional flavor in a one-of-a-kind atmosphere. Located at Matlock and Country Club, Vault Seafood and Steakhouse. Unforgettable nights. Unmatched taste.
I'm Mansfield Police Chief Tracy Aaron, and you are listening to About Mansfield.
Welcome back to About Mansfield. This portion of the news is brought to you by Vault Seafood and Steakhouse.
A California-based production company is planning a major film studio development in Mansfield, with construction expected to begin later this year. Santa Clarita, California-based Creative Tank plans to invest $50 million in a new soundstage facility as part of its larger Super Studios USA project. The development is slated for 561 Easy Drive, just south of downtown, and will span roughly 81,000 square feet within a 75-acre studio complex. According to a filing with the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation, construction is expected to start in August and wrap up by next June, though those details could change. Plans call for 2 twin soundstage buildings, effectively 4 sound stages, along with production offices and a backlot designed for filming. The broader project also includes retail and hospitality elements, with current plans pointing to condos or townhomes instead of traditional apartments. The Mansfield project is part of a broader push across Texas to attract film and television production, following a 2023 increase in state incentives to $200 million. If completed as planned, the Mansfield facility would add to the region's growing presence in film and television production, bringing new development and industry activity to the area.
The Mansfield City Council held a regularly scheduled meeting on Monday evening. The following opinions of those of Michael Evans may not necessarily reflect those of the Mansfield City Council, as we do every other Tuesday morning. Top of the morning, Mayor Michael Evans.
Top of the morning to you. Good to be here today, Steve.
Let's just jump right into it. And Monday evening, Troy Listina and his group were honored.
Him and the entire finance group. So we celebrated receiving the Distinguished Budget Presentation Award from the Government Financial Officers Association. Listen to this, Steve. This is the 40th consecutive year, that the city of Mansfield has received this award. And this was the first time, though, that we've obtained the highest possible score. Now, this honor recognizes our financial stewardship and the high level of financial transparency that we have in our city. And listen, this is nationwide. We are really just pumped and excited about the great work that they do. And I want all of our residents to know that we're doing the very best to be good stewards of the dollars that they send our way.
40 years in a row.
40 years in a row. That just shows consistency from one city manager to the other, one staff group to the other, one council to the other. So really, this is an award that can be shared by everybody.
Then you got into something exciting, the Summer of Soccer.
Yes, sir. This is the Summer of Soccer, so we're gearing up for that. The city staff has been busy and preparing for both that global soccer tournament. I think you know what it is, FIFA, and the arrival of the North Texas Soccer Club. The city of Mansfield has also created, and this is something everybody needs to know, it's created a one-stop shop for residents, visitors, businesses to learn more about what's happening in regard to this Summer of Soccer. And Steve, they just need to go to MansfieldFanZone.com, MansfieldFanZone.com, F-A-N Zone.com. That's all one word, MansfieldFanZone.com. And especially if you are a small business and you're trying to figure out, how can I make a little money, grow my business? What can I do in this space? Go there to MansfieldFanZone.com. I think I said it enough times, don't you think?
I think so.
All right.
All right. The work session. Oh, this sounds cool. We're going into the space age, the jet age.
Let me tell you,
Jetsons.
We are there. So in the work session, we discussed commercial drone delivery. We know that Walmart has been doing a great job in this area. We know that HEB is getting ready to get started with what they're calling Zipline. It's going to be great. But, I was saying last night, Steve, that, the future is here. In the city of Dallas, they're going to be actually piloting air taxis. I mean, now you think about it. I mean, again, you and I, we're about the same age, and this is stuff from the cartoon age, man. But actually, these are going to be unmanned flying vehicles that's going to be zipping us from one location to the other via air by way of drone technology.
Wow.
That is mind-boggling. And also, we in the work session, we talked about, this is less sexy, but it's important.
Nonetheless.
Yeah, service rates for water and wastewater costs. So as you people have seen those big old pipes throughout the city. And again, as the area grows, our region grows, we're going to have to push the poop, brother. We got to get it out of here. So that's what's going on in regard to the work session.
And consent agenda. Consent agenda concluded the evening.
It really did. So in regard to the consent agenda, we approved 7 consent agenda items, a $656,000 contract for US 287, crossing sanitary sewer lines where we were replacing those underground lines. We also approved a $302,000 construction contract for bridge repairs with Coronado Roadway Construction, a $326,000 $100,000 construction contract for a country club sewer line repair, and a temporary, now this is something we approved, a temporary moratorium on the enforcement of certain sign regulations so that we can allow businesses to have more leeway in their declarations to participate in the upcoming global soccer tournament that we know as FIFA. So people will have the opportunities, businesses will have the opportunity to advertise, and we're excited about it. So those were the big things that we talked about. We also denied a specific use permit for a car wash at 1561 East Broad Street. It was too much of a travel hazard, we believed. But anyway, that was the meeting on last night.
There you have it. That's called A Moment with the Mayor. That is Mayor Michael Evans. We do this every other week here on the podcast. As we say, Mr. Mayor, go forth, prosper, have a great day.
Mighty fine. I'll see you around town, my friend.
Summit High School has been recognized as a 2025-26 Capturing Kids' Hearts National Showcase School. The designation is awarded to campuses that demonstrate consistent implementation of the Capturing Kids' Hearts program. The program focuses on building positive relationships between teachers and students, establishing clear expectations, and creating supportive classroom environments. Schools earning the National Showcase title must show measurable outcomes, including improvements in campus culture, student engagement, and overall school performance. At Summit High, the recognition reflects efforts to strengthen communication, accountability, and connection across classrooms. The program is designed to support both academic achievement and student well-being. District officials say the designation highlights the campus's commitment to maintaining a structured and positive learning environment.
Mansfield ISD is looking to grow its team of educators and is inviting prospective teachers to a district-wide job fair later this month. The district is seeking candidates who are ready to support student success and contribute to a positive learning environment across its campuses. School officials say the hiring push comes as Mansfield ISD continues to expand and prepare for future classroom needs. The teacher job fair is scheduled for Saturday, April 25th, beginning at 9 a.m. Those interested in attending are encouraged to register in advance at mansfieldisd.org/jobfair2026. District leaders say the event offers an opportunity for applicants to connect with campus representatives, learn more about open positions, and take the next step toward a career in education within Mansfield ISD.
Mansfield residents are invited to safely dispose of personal documents at a free community shred day hosted by Tarrant County Commissioner Elisa Simmons. The event runs from 9 a.m. to noon, Saturday, April 18th, at the Tarrant County Sub-Courthouse on East Broad Street, next door to City Hall. Participants may bring up to 2 boxes of paper for shredding. The event provides a secure way to dispose of sensitive materials, such as canceled checks, old bills, and junk mail, helping reduce the risk of identity theft. Residents are encouraged to arrive early, as services are available on a first-come, first-served basis until capacity is reached.
Hello everyone, Alex Rodriguez here. Really excited to be teaming up with Kemper Sports to host our first A-Rod Invitational. We're coming to Mansfield, Texas at Field Station 63 this June.
Baseball Hall of Famer Alex Rodriguez is bringing a high-profile youth baseball event to Mansfield this summer. The A-Rod Invitational is scheduled for June 25th through the 28th and will combine elite instruction with competitive play. The event begins with an exclusive one-day camp and clinic where participants will have the opportunity to train directly with Rodriguez and his staff. That will be followed by a 3-day tournament featuring top-level talent from across the region. Organizers say the Invitational is designed to give young athletes a chance to develop their skills, gain exposure, and compete on a larger stage. Registration is now open for players looking to take part in the 4-day event.
North Texas SC wins at home, and we'll talk about it because sports is next.
Hungry for bold flavor and a good time? Head on over to El Primo's to enjoy sizzling fajitas and their signature blue margarita. Enjoy weekend live entertainment and let the kids run wild with an outdoor play area and arcade. Planning a party? Multiple private rooms are available, including the all-new Parrot's Nest to make your event a success. Food, fun, and flavor for the whole family at El Primo's. Visit elprimos.net and bring your appetite. located at Matlock and Country Club. El Primo's, where the locals go.
In sports, North Texas SC earned an extra point win Friday night, defending Sporting KC 5-4 in a shootout after a 2-2 draw in regulation. Forward Natty James delivered his second straight 2-goal performance, bringing home his season total to 4. The 21-year-old has now recorded back-to-back braces against Sporting KC 2 after also scoring twice in last weekend's 4-1 win. North Texas controlled much of the match but couldn't put it away, allowing a late equalizer despite dominating possession and chances. In the ensuing shootout, goalkeeper Eric Demora made a key save to secure the 5-4 victory, the club's first shootout win of the season. FC Dallas Academy product Wyatt Easterly made his 2026 debut, entering in stoppage time. With the result, SC moves to 2-2-2. That's 2 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws on the season with 9 points. North Texas SC hits the road traveling to Portland, Oregon to face Timbers 2 on April 19th in Providence Park. A USA Volleyball national team selection has a direct local tie. Mansfield High School's MC Crutcher has been named to the 2026 U.S. Girls U17 national team. She's one of 28 athletes selected nationwide to represent the United States in upcoming international competition. The team will train May 17th through the 23rd at Rice University in Houston before splitting into 2 14-player squads. One group will compete at the Pan American Cup in Honduras later in May, while the other will represent the United States in the World Championship in Chile in August. Crutcher is one of several North Texas players on the roster, but the only athlete from Mansfield, giving the city a direct connection to a historic moment for the program. Final competition rosters will be announced following the May training block. With just over a week left in the regular season, the postseason picture is coming into focus across Mansfield ISD in boys baseball. Lakeridge sits on top of the district, with Legacy also in a strong position. Your Mansfield Tigers is currently on the outside looking in, while Summit and Timberview are trying to find their mojo and trying to close the gap before the final games wrap up. Over on the softball side, Lakeridge and Legacy lead the way heading into the final week, with Timberview right in the mix for a playoff spot. Mansfield and Summit will need late season pushes to stay in contention. One of the hottest teams right now is the Legacy Lady Broncos, who started the season with 7 losses in their first 11 games, but they made a big push in the second half of the season, winning 14 of thetheir last 18. And these, we're talking decisive wins here, such as 17-1 over Crowley, 15-4 over Mansfield, 16-0 over North Crowley, and 17-2 over Lakeridge. The Broncos have been primarily lifted by Hope Gaudio, who has a .570 batting average and leads the team in home runs, RBIs, hits, and runs scored, as well as Shayla Gonzalez, who has posted a 2.69 ERA on the mound while leading the team at the plate in doubles and triples. That is the Legacy Lady Broncos. And that, my friends, is a look at sports. This coming Saturday, April 18th, is National Piñata Day, and honestly, it's one of those few holidays where reckless swinging is not only allowed, it's encouraged. This is your official excuse to grab a stick, put on a blindfold, and take out a week's worth of stress on a brightly colored papier-mâché animal filled with sugar and small toys. Tradition meets therapy. Whether you grew up a classic donkey piñata or the more creative modern versions, superheroes, emojis, even the occasional politician, the goal remains the same. Swing big, miss wildly, and hope someone else does the hard work before you collect the candy. And let's be honest, the real strategy isn't strength, it's positioning. So you want to be that person hovering just close enough to scoop up the chocolate the second it hits the ground. So this coming Saturday, embrace the chaos, protect your shins, and remember, it's not about how hard you hit. It's about how fast you grab the sweets.
Coming up after the break, we turn the page to the features section.
I'm Angel Biasatti, and today we're diving into the most powerful tool in your medicine cabinet, your kitchen. In Methodist Mansfield News to Know.
There's a certain kind of confidence that comes with holding a julep. This week's cocktail is dressed for the occasion. It's polished, it's intentional, and it's just Southern enough to make you feel like you should be wearing something linen, even if you're not.
We are Mansfield's only source for news, talk, and information. I'm Colleen Daniel, and this is About Mansfield.
And Colleen, while we have a moment, I want to remind our listeners that our candidate interviews have been released. You can listen to the words of Mansfield ISD School Board Trustees Place 7 candidates, Courtney Lackey-Wilson and Michelle Gooch. As a bonus, we brought back an interview from March of 2022 with former school board member Karen Marcucci regarding what makes a good school board trustee. You can listen on our website at aboutmansfield.com. Click on Campaign 2026. You'll find it right there. And while I'm here sharing notes, I want you to take a minute to head on over to our Facebook page to check out Mansfield Military Moment with our host, Nike Harrison. She does short video vignettes that are specifically for our military friends and family. Nike is an Army wife. She's a mother of 2, and she'll be bringing periodic stories to you, again, about military life right here in Mansfield. Again, it's Mansfield Military Moment with Nike Harrison. You can visit it on the About Mansfield News Talk Facebook page to see her reports. This portion of the news was brought to you by El Primo's, where the locals go.
Hey there, it's Luke from Cool Hand Electric. Are you tired of dealing with plugs or lights that just won't cooperate? Well, don't fret. Give us a call. Worried about power outages or surges damaging your precious electronics? We've got you covered. Whether it's a whole house generator or surge protection, our solution-oriented Cool Hands are ready to tailor the perfect option that suits your needs and budget. At Cool Hand Electric, excellence is still cool.
Cool hand, cool hand, cool hand, where excellence is still cool.
At Methodist Mansfield Medical Center, we've been caring for our home team for over 15 years. Today, you'll find award-winning physicians on the medical staff, advanced neurosurgery, a level 3 trauma center, critical care for newborns, and comprehensive orthopedic care. Methodist Mansfield, delivering the care our friends, neighbors, and home team depend on. That's community, and why so many people trust Methodist.
Congratulations to Angie Bueno, who was the first person to correctly answer last week's Mansfield trivia question. What year was the Mansfield Chronicle founded? Angie knew that the Mansfield Chronicle newspaper was founded in 1883. 89 years later, in 1972, the name would be changed to the Mansfield News Mirror. Looking for the weekly, highly coveted, wildly popular About Mansfield trivia question? You can find it at its new home on the About Mansfield Facebook page. So, log on to Facebook right now and hit the About Mansfield News Talk page. As always, the first person to email the correct answer will win a $25 restaurant gift card, courtesy of Joe Jenkins Insurance. Good luck. When we come back, we turn the page to the features section. I'm Colleen Daniel, and this is About Mansfield.
Hi, this is Joe Jenkins with Joe Jenkins Farmers Insurance, specializing in auto, home, commercial, and life insurance. I was born and raised here in Mansfield, Texas. We're active in the community, and Mansfield's a town we really care about. Our office has over 30 years' experience in the insurance industry, and we're passionate about what we do and about customer service. For a free quote, please visit our website at joejenkinsinsurance.com or give us a call at 817-472-6058. Once again, that website is joejenkinsinsurance.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Tiffanie Spencer, Mansfield ISD Superintendent, and you're listening to About Mansfield.
Welcome back to About Mansfield, your audio newspaper. Let's open up the features section. Angel Biasatti is here to talk about the most powerful tool in your medicine cabinet in Methodist Mansfield, News to Know. Angel?
Your kitchen. That's right. No copays, no waiting room, and it's open 24/7. Although late-night fridge visits may still require a little self-discipline. Everybody's talking about the food as medicine movement. And no, that isn't just your mom reminding you to eat your vegetables. Physicians today are actually prescribing nutritious foods to help prevent and even reverse chronic conditions like type 2 diabetes and high blood pressure. And the impact? Pretty incredible. Research shows that expanding access to medically tailored meals could prevent up to 1.6 million hospitalizations every year. That's not just healthy, it's game-changing. So what does this look like in real life? Let's start with a few simple swaps because eating healthier doesn't mean giving up everything you love, just upgrading it. Love a good sandwich? Try mashed avocados instead of mayonnaise. You'll get heart-healthy fats and fiber. And let's be honest, it feels a little more chef-inspired too. Cooking dinner? Swap that butter for extra virgin olive oil. It's packed with antioxidants and gives your food that rich, flavorful finish without the extra baggage. And if steak night is your weekly tradition, no judgment here, but consider trading it out for once-a-week salmon or mackerel. Your heart will thank you, and you might even impress yourself in the kitchen. Now let's talk carbs. Not all carbs are created equal. If you're trying to avoid those mid-afternoon energy crashes, swap the refined carbs for high-fiber options. Think steel-cut oats instead of sugary cereal, or whole fruit instead of juice. The same sweetness, but without the sugar roller coaster. Taco night? Keep it, but replace the sour cream with plain Greek yogurt. You still get that creamy topping, just with more protein and less fat. It's a win-win. And snacks? Because we all have those moments. Instead of chips, try air-popped popcorn or a handful of nuts. You'll get that crunch, just without all the hidden sodium. Craving something salty? A squeeze of lemon or a dash of herbs can wake up your taste buds without raising your blood pressure. Got a sweet tooth? You're not alone. Try dark chocolate, 70% or higher. It's rich, satisfying, and comes with antioxidants. Basically, it's chocolate with a little resume. And if you're reaching for soda, consider switching to fruit-infused water or sparkling water. You'll get that fizz just without the sugar crash that comes with it. Before we wrap up, here's your kitchen prescription of the week. Swap out one refined carb for a whole grain. Try wild rice or quinoa instead of white rice and see how you feel. Small changes like this can have a big impact over time. At the end of the day, this isn't about strict diets or saying goodbye to your favorite foods forever. It's about making smarter choices and giving your cravings a healthier twist so you can enjoy what you eat and feel good doing it. Until next time, take care of yourself and maybe show your kitchen a little more respect. It's been trying to help you all along. I'm Angel Biasatti, reporting for the About Mansfield podcast.
Shaken or stirred, you know it's going to be good as Brian Certain serves up a Southern classic with a twist in this week's Cocktail of the Week. Brian.
Welcome again to the Cocktail of the Week, brought to you by Bourbon Gospel. I'm your lovable host, Brian Certain, and we're in the middle of April's theme, In Bloom in Bourbon. So far, we've eased into spring and we've planted something with roots. But this week, this is where I'm going to start to show off a little, because if April had a signature drink, it would probably look something like this. This week's drink is the Peach and Thyme Julep. This is a Southern bloom, a spring-forward take on the classic mint julep, built with fresh peach, thyme, and bourbon that still means business. It's smooth, it's aromatic, and it's dangerously easy to drink. This is the cocktail equivalent of someone saying, "Oh, this, I just threw it together," when clearly they did not. So what are we going to put in this beautiful cocktail? We're going to start with 2 ounces of bourbon. We're going to start with and add a half ounce of peach syrup or muddled fresh peach, 4 to 5 fresh mint leaves, 1 small thyme sprig, and crushed ice. This time it's crushed ice, not cube, not the single big cube, crushed ice. I really do suggest that you get a bag that you can crush your own ice. There's something about fresh crushed ice that just makes it special. Garnish is going to be a mint bouquet, a thyme sprig, and a peach slice. Glassware. I'm thinking that we want to do this in a julep cup, or perhaps if you don't have that, a rocks glass. And then ice, it's got to be crushed. It's kind of a non-negotiable when it comes to a julep. So how are we going to build this? In your glass, you're going to gently muddle the mint and the peach syrup. Then you're going to add the bourbon, Fill the glass with crushed ice, then stir briefly to combine and chill. Then you're going to add more crushed ice to form a dome on top and garnish generously. This is not time to be subtle. So a little history. The mint julep dates back not to the 1800s, not to the 1900s, but all the way back to the 1700s and became synonymous with Southern hospitality long before it became the official drink of the Kentucky Derby. Originally, it was actually considered a morning drink, which tells you everything you need to know about how seriously they took their bourbon back then. But by adding the peach and the thyme, now we're leaning into spring's early harvest and giving a julep with a little more personality without losing its backbone. And let's be honest, anything served over crushed ice instantly feels more sophisticated than it probably is. How are we going to do the mocktail version? Well, first side, I'm going to call it a porchside peach. We're going to take 2 ounces of peach nectar, a half ounce of honey syrup, fresh mint and thyme, crushed ice, and a splash of sparkling water. We're going to build it the same way as we did the more alcoholic version. We're going to stir lightly, garnish generously. It's refreshing, it's balanced, and it still feels like you're part of the conversation, just not holding a glass. If there's something about spring that makes people want to elevate things, their homes, their routines, their expectations, but elevation doesn't have to mean complicated. Sometimes it means just taking something classic and doing it well. But as always, I'm open to hear your take and your input. You can reach me at brian@bourbongospel.com. And until next week, as Mark Twain said, too much of anything is bad, but too much whiskey, well, that's barely enough. Reporting for the About Mansfield podcast, I'm Brian Certain.
We're back in 60 seconds with Steve's in-studio talk with Mansfield ISD Superintendent Dr. Tiffanie Spencer.
Imagine a city where innovation knows no bounds, where dreams take flight, and the future unfolds before your very eyes. Welcome to Mansfield, a beacon of growth and a testament to vision. In the heart of Mansfield, a remarkable transformation is underway. But it's not just about the physical landscape. It's about the spirit that drives us forward. A spirit of collaboration that bridges cultures, a spirit of entrepreneurship that fuels prosperity, and a spirit of community that binds us as one. Mansfield is more than just a place. It's a canvas where diversity paints the picture of progress. From art festivals that ignite creativity to tech hubs that redefine boundaries, this city celebrates every voice, every passion. Mansfield, where growth knows no limits and the vision is limitless. Brought to you by the unstoppable spirit of the Mansfield Economic Development Corporation.
Hi, I'm Stu Stewart, the voice of Vernon Newsom Stadium, and you're listening to About Mansfield.
Welcome back to another segment of About Mansfield. I'm Steve Casillo as we make the transition from news to talk. And today, part 2 of our interview with Dr. Tiffanie Spencer, the brand new Mansfield ISD Superintendent. Enjoy. You were once a teacher.
Absolutely.
What makes a good teacher?
What makes a good teacher is somebody that cares. And I think that makes a good teacher and a good leader, right? I remember as a teacher, I taught in Fort Worth, and I taught at a very high Title I school. We were 95% economically disadvantaged. Here's the thing that I know about kids and parents. No matter where you are, parents care about their kids. Mm-hmm. However they show up for them is dependent on whatever their circumstances are. But we should not count them out because they come from a different background or that they have to work a little harder. So my kids' parents couldn't be at the school all the time. I had one dad who had no idea how to send his daughter to school every day. He was like, Miss King, and I'm young. I'm 23, right? He said, Miss King, I don't know how to comb her hair. I don't know how to do that. No problem. Bring her early. So she came to school early, 2 days a week. And I would make sure that her hair looked nice so that she had a good day at school, right? Because that was important. So was I going to teach the things? Yes, I'm going to teach the things. But at the end of the day, I'm going to take care of the parent because he was really trying his hardest.
Sure.
And I'm going to take care of the kids because you look how you feel, right? When you feel good,
exactly.
You look
I was going to say the self-respect.
Yes.
When your hair looks good, when you're dressed nice.
All of the things, right? And so I've taken that with me in everything that I do. And so being sure that my teachers are taken care of. Sometimes they need grace. They need grace, just like we all do. And so what makes a good teacher is just that you care beyond books and grades, that you are being sure that kids are taken care of, that they are valued, that you're speaking to them because they're humans. They have little feelings and they feel things, and some days are good days and some days are not. But it's your job to know who they are as a little person and to meet their needs as a person first. And I think that that's what makes a good teacher.
And speaking of teachers, then it's a statewide thing, teacher retention.
Yes.
How do we retain our teachers here in MISD?
Yeah, so we are dealing with the same thing that everyone else is dealing with, and it's so different. It has really been a paradigm shift because I remember as a principal, I would have one job posting and I would have like 150 applicants. I could pick anybody that I wanted to, right? But now teachers have choices about where they can go. And so one of the things that we've moved forward with, and it was actually at the last board meeting, we presented on the teacher incentive allotment. And so that's an opportunity for us to be able to pay teachers for how they're performing and if they're moving kids and if they're staying in one place. That's something that's happening as a state. And so we looked at all of the districts that are around us that are currently using TIA, and we are one of the only ones that are not currently using it. And so I remember.
Before we move on, for those who don't know what TIA stands for.
So Teacher Incentive Allotment is a program that our commissioner has put forward, and it started in Dallas ISD where they were able to pay teachers for their performance.
Gotcha.
So you are able to grow kids, and it's based on growth. It's just not based on the end. So it's based on where do your kids start the year and where do they end. Ideally, we want all of our kids to grow a full academic year. So if they come to us and they are performing, they expect to leave and they're performing at least a year in advance. And so it's based on growth, which is something that's calculated at the state level anyway. But teachers are designated, so they can be designated mastery, exemplary, recognized, and they're paid based on how they are identified or how they're designated. So that money can be anywhere from $5,000 to $20,000.
It's a nice bonus.
It's nice. And so they get that based on their data, and it's given once a year. And so most districts that are currently touching Mansfield ISD has that program. They implemented into that program either recently or years ago, but that's a challenge. I remember trying to hire a teacher, and she said, I'm making $100,000 a year. Like, I'm not coming for I'm not going to be able to make those concessions to come. I would love to work for you or would love to work for your district, but the money is the money.
What district is paying $100,000 a year? No comment.
I'll let people research whatever if they would like to research that. But I'm not going to advertise for another district for our teachers to go anywhere.
How do you support your teachers without adding to their workload?
Yeah, so one, I think we have to listen to our teachers. Our teachers are in the trenches and doing the work every single day. And I think that it's a missed opportunity to not listen to their needs. And so one of the things that has come up is just like, hey, there are great things that come up that y'all want us to do, these incredible new initiatives. But when you put a new initiative on the table, what are you taking off of the plates of our teachers? Because every time you give them something new, it's adding on to something that they're already doing. And so really being intentional about, as we work through, again, I'm finishing up 30 calendar days, but as we get into the planning for next year, really laying out all of the initiatives that we have, determining if they're working or not. Like, how big of an impact are they making? And if they're not making the impact that we would expect, then how do we remove those from teachers? And what do teachers find most valuable? And how do we continue to push that work forward and to give them the resources and the support that they need in order to do the work effectively?
Okay. How are we keeping our students safe on campus?
Physically safe or emotionally safe?
Okay, one or the other. I'll let you choose.
So I think as a district, we've done an amazing job of physical safety. we were, ahead of the game, as far back as Dr. V, being sure that we had officers on every campus. Over the last year, especially with our bond being passed, we were able to get the Evolve systems, not only at the high schools, but at the middle schools. I think we're being very intentional and also just being sure that our threat assessment team, just knowing what's happening with kids and if they're having outcries for help, we're being very intentional and being proactive and being sure we're not waiting for something to happen. I think emotionally, it's also important. I think we're doing a good job of just being sure that we're making connections. We are still being sure that we are checking in with our kids' social and emotional well-being, just being sure that we're greeting kids, checking in on them, making sure that we have a temperature on how they're feeling and just if they're okay with how they're moving forward in the school year.
Right. Mental health is a big issue on campuses.
Absolutely.
Not only on MISD, but
everywhere. Yeah.
And but you mentioned the Evolve system, which appears to be working.
It does work.
There was an incident you probably are aware of.
Yes.
I would assume woman shows up totally unaware that she's got a firearm in her purse. I mean, we are a right to carry state, and but the Evolve system worked.
It works the way that it's supposed to work, and so no matter what happens, what's most important is our measures that we have in place, are they being effective? And what our data tells us and what these instances tell us is that it is working. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to do.
You mentioned transparency back a few minutes ago. What does real transparency look like from a superintendent standpoint, not just in messaging, but in decision making?
Yeah, I think we have to tell the why behind why we're making the decisions that we're making. I think that over the next couple of years, we have some very hard work to do, just in the sense of where we are in our legislative process that's coming up next year, just decision-making about budget. And I think that committee work is important. That's something that if you look at anything that I've done in the district, being very intentional about how we build committees that represent all of our stakeholders is really important. And I think that you start the transparency through that work. I think that we also have to start that transparency or continue that transparency through our board meetings, and being able to even come out of board meetings and tell the why. One of the things that I've talked about in all of the meetings that I'm having with teachers and with community members and just kind of like this get to know you tour is that once I have this data collected and once we prioritize what rises to the top, I'm going to communicate it out to the community and say, hey, these are the top 4 or 5 things that came to the top, right? And this is how we're going to start the work in the timeline in which you can expect to see some change and coming back. So, I mean, I've lived through transparency, and I think that that's one of the real benefits to my leadership is that good, bad, or in between, I'll tell you what it is, but I'm also going to tell you if I'm going to be able to fix it or not, how long it's going to take, because the worst thing that you want to do is to say that you can do something that you know you have no ability in order to get done.
One of the thankless jobs of being the superintendent is dealing with disgruntled parents.
Yeah.
And some of them may have concerns. Some of them may just want to complain. How do you deal with the disgruntled?
Yeah. I think one thing, I don't think that it's necessarily disgruntled. Every parent should have the opportunity and should advocate for their kids. As a principal, I used to tell my parents all the time, they used to say, I was Miss King at the time, we're so sorry, Miss King, we're so sorry. So why are you apologizing? You are your child's biggest advocate. That's exactly what you should be doing. I'm never going to be offended because a parent is advocating for their child. I think it's important to listen. It's a very different level at the superintendent level because for me, I want to listen to everybody and I want to give everybody the opportunity. But the reality is there's only one of me and there are 34,000 kids in Mansfield ISD. But I don't ever think that parents are coming from a place of not a good place. If they are advocating for their kids, they believe that whatever they're advocating for is the best thing. If I'm able or if we're able to have an impact on whatever they're asking, then we're going to try our best to meet them in the middle, or we're going to try our best in order to solve whatever problem that they have. And sometimes it works that way and sometimes it doesn't.
what role can parents play in creating or changing policy within MISD?
So policy comes from the board changes policy and the board makes policy. And so I think that it's always important to be involved and to know what's happening during board meetings. Election season is important. That's where that happens. I think another really important thing for parents in this day and age is really being involved and aware of what's going on in our legislation, in our legislator. Just everything that happens and decisions that are made in Austin impact what happens here day to day. It does. And so when things are coming up, when we have the opportunity, so as a district, we have an engaged movement that our board is leading. And it's all about what are going to be our priorities moving forward in the next legislative session. And so it's great if those opportunities present themselves. I think parents should make themselves aware, be in the room, try to be part of those committees. And we do actually have a lot of parents and community members on that actual committee. But there are opportunities just to be engaged. We have parent universities that are offered at different times of the year. They cover different topics. And so I just think being informed is a way for parents to influence policy and things that are happening just day to day.
But then also get involved with, maybe start with the PTA and then work your way up to PTA president. And then you're going, okay, well, I've got some unfounded leadership roles. Maybe I'll run for school board. And there are some ways.
There are ways to get there, yes.
And a note to the listeners, we do have a school board election coming up. I believe it's on May 2nd.
Yes.
That would be place 7. That's right. Place 6 is Benita, and she's running unopposed. And so look for that, because you will be voting on May 2nd or during early voting. Can we change the temperature in the room?
Sure.
All right.
Cold or hot? Are we changing it? Look, I should ask a clarifying question before. Are we changing the temperature to cold or hot?
That's a good question. Where you are now, if you were to stand face to face with 10-year-old Tiffanie King, I would assume?
Tiffanie King, yes.
What advice would you give Tiffanie King as the current superintendent and the older version of you?
That's emotional. I would tell her, dream big. And if you think it's too big, dream even bigger. And anything that you put your mind to, no matter what anyone tells you, you can do it with hard work, with integrity. You can be anything that you want to be. Go get it. Yeah.
That's a T-shirt right there. Dream big, and if it's not big enough, dream bigger.
Yeah.
That's a T-shirt, right? Yeah. Donald's going to write that down. Going through MISD as a student.
Yes.
Did you have a favorite teacher? And tell me about that favorite teacher.
Listen, this has been a question, and I love this question.
This is why I'm the host.
Yes. So I talk about my teacher, Miss Crane. So Miss Crane was my high school English teacher, and she was my teacher in 9th grade, and then she was also my teacher in 12th grade in my college preparatory class. And she was just a nice lady. But what was so great about her is by the time I made it to my senior year, and I wasn't sold. I told you how I picked my college, right? Yeah. I'm going to go to college, possibly. That's kind of how I thought about it.
University of Houston looks fun.
Where is the fun happening? And I was in bed by 9 o'clock. So listen, it really wasn't that. But she was the first person that told me, like, you can go to college. You're a great writer. Your writing is great. It's college level work. You're going to do great. And I was like, oh, well, I think I can go and do this. And because of that, I believed in myself. I never doubted who I was as a writer. I never doubted that I was at college and that I belonged there. Mm-hmm. And that was because she planted a seed and she watered that seed, right? Sometimes people can plant seeds and they water it and it's like doubt. But she just instilled a piece of hope in me that I could, and I did. Yeah.
Miss Crane. At Mansfield High School.
At Mansfield High School.
I'm going to assume she's no longer there.
I'm going to assume that she's not.
All right. Any subject, any grade level, if you were to go back and be a teacher for a day, what subject would you teach?
Oh, I would teach third grade. I taught third grade.
Yeah.
I love third grade. I love all the grade levels. I'm the superintendent now. I have to say that.
What is it about third grade that you like?
So here's the thing about third graders. Third graders are just enough of independence. They have their own personalities and understand like jokes, and they have the ability to interact and engage in a way that's not too adult or grown up, but it's just like this still sweet innocence that you still get to watch. And then you see them progress to the end of third grade, and it's like they're fourth graders, and it just. And here, that's the end of elementary. And so they get to be almost like the grown-ups of the campus. But it's just the independence and a greatness that they possess. And it was the best grade. I love teaching third grade.
First grade's actually pretty cool. I had an opportunity last month for Dr. Seuss's birthday. Yes. That I went into one of the elementary schools and I read a book to them. Yes. And I did first grade, and then the second grade class came in, and I thought, first grade they're very impressionable. They play along with you. The second grade was a little hit and miss, but I really like the first graders.
I like first grade. I like kindergarten too. Now I don't know that it's a very special place for kindergarten teachers. I love y'all. But, you go to a kindergarten classroom and they're going to tell you, Miss King, you look pretty today. I'm like, thank you. I like your earring. They notice everything. I mean, good, bad, or in between. They're going to notice it all. So if I ever wanted to feel like have just a good day to visit a pre-K or a kindergarten classroom, as always, that's a good day.
If Mansfield ISD had a theme song, what would it be?
I automatically went to Eye of the Tiger because
you're a tiger.
I automatically went there.
And the high school band plays that at every football game.
They have to.
Yeah.
I mean, what else would they play? Come back to me with that. I'm going to have an answer for that in just a second. I don't have an answer right now.
Okay. We'll come back to that. If you could shadow any job in the district for one day, it's a bus driver, it's a cafeteria person, it's a secretary, it's whomever. What position would you like to do for one day?
It would be something in our transportation department, whether that's a bus driver, whether that is our dispatch. I would just like to know, what does the day-to-day look like? They are the first people that see our kids, our bus drivers, in the morning. And so the ability to have an impact on the kid very first thing in the morning, right? So
and the last when they're dropping them off.
Yes, and the last when they're dropping off. So some of our bus routes start at like 6:30, 6:45 in the morning. So just to see it from the beginning to when they start before their day to the end. And that's one of the things that I've talked about is job alike. So as I'm going to get through this first semester, start next school year, but spend time with our bus drivers and with our custodians and with our cafeteria workers. I want to see it all because how do you make decisions about what's happening for our district if you really don't or haven't engaged in it in that way?
Do you envision being on the radio and going, bus 34, you're late? What?
They don't want me on a radio. That's just like having me like answer the phones in the front. But like I don't know how to transfer a call. I just mess it up. So no, I just want to be on the side. I want to be on the side and watching what's happening.
Have you come up with a theme song yet?
Theme song.
Okay, moving on. Finish this sentence. You know it's a good day in MISD when?
When kids are being loved and supported, and our teachers are being supported.
Dr. Tiffanie Spencer, what's your favorite ice cream?
Strawberry.
Is there a favorite brand or just?
I like a Bluebell.
Everybody loves a Bluebell.
We're in Texas.
Bluebell strawberry.
Yes.
All right. Everyone who sits in that chair right there, who goes face-to-face with me, goes through what's called a lightning round.
Okay.
Even the former superintendent, Dr. Cantu,
Okay.
went through the lightning round. It's very simple. It's 10 this or that questions.
Okay.
Night or day?
Day.
That's right, because you're in bed by 9 o'clock.
That's right.
Book or podcast?
Book.
Now, I'm not offended by that. But
You shouldn't be.
That's okay. Friday night lights or a quiet night at home?
Quiet night at home.
Sneakers or dress shoes?
Sneakers.
In the car, music or silence?
Silence.
Is this why you can't come up with a theme song?
Probably. Probably.
Rose Park or Oliver Park?
Rose Park.
City or country?
City.
MISD football game or MISD fine arts performance?
Oh, you're trying to start something. But fine arts in the day and football at night.
Love it. Road trip or do you fly?
Fly.
Do you like taking vacations and where do you go?
I love taking vacations. I'm a beach girl, so anywhere there's a beach, I will go.
I grew up in San Diego. Have you ever been there?
Did you? No.
Oh.
But I heard that they have a really good zoo.
The world famous San Diego Zoo.
Yes. So we are planning a trip to take my son.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you go, contact me. I'll let you know all the restaurants to eat at, all
I'm
the
a
beaches.
foodie.
You're a foodie.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. So yes, I want to know. I will call you.
Do you have a favorite restaurant in Mansfield?
So I like the ramen place that just opened up.
On Broad Street.
Yes, I like the ramen. It's really good. And I didn't even know I liked ramen.
The last question of the lightning round.
Yes.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Do you have any dogs?
I don't.
But
soon, once my 4-year-old is capable, then we are, and I want a big dog. I want a Cane Corso. I want
a what?
A Cane Corso. They're huge.
Average weight?
Like 120 pounds.
Oh, that's a big dog.
Yes, it's a big dog. My husband told me no small dogs. And so when I told him what I wanted, he was like, so you went from one extreme to the next? Yes, I mean, go big or go home.
There you go. We have a Great Pyrenees, which is about 80 pounds.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot of food.
Yes, that's what I heard.
But she's wonderful. Is there anything, we're starting to wrap this up.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything that I didn't ask that you thought I was going to ask? And if there is a question that I didn't ask that you thought I was going to ask, what would the answer to that question be?
Listen, I had no anticipation of what you would ask. So I didn't try to prepare anything or think ahead of you. So I don't have anything. Whatever you were going to ask, we were going to have a conversation about it today. So
and hopefully have fun.
Yes, I had a great
laughed.
time. Yes, I had a good time.
There you go. Dr. Tiffanie Spencer, the newly hired superintendent of Mansfield Independent School District. It's been great getting to know you. Welcome to your new job.
Thank you.
And if you ever want to come back, you have an open invitation.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Steve.
Thanks for being on About Mansfield. Coming up next week on About Mansfield, who is Willie Brown and why does he have a school named after him? We will find out when we talk with Tia Middlebrook, the granddaughter of Willie Brown. In the meantime, this is the place where you hear the latest Mansfield news, talk, and information. Until then, don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, engage, connect, amplify, elevate, celebrate, embrace, explore, share, love, or support this podcast if you haven't already so you never miss an episode. It's free and it's easy. Head on over to our website, aboutmansfield.com. Enter your email address right there on the homepage. We will never, ever, ever send you any spam. We promise.
About Mansfield is recorded at Podcast Mansfield Recording Studio. Hosts Steve Casillo and Colleen Daniel. Moment with the Mayor, Michael Evans. Methodist Mansfield News to Know, Angel Biasatti. Cultural Arts Calendar, Tim Roberts. Cocktail of the Week, Brian Certain. Post-production editing, mixing, and mastering, Steve Casillo and Andrew Miner.
This podcast is copyrighted by Podcast Mansfield Recording Studio and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this podcast without prior written consent is strictly prohibited. On behalf of the entire news team, I'm Steve Casillo, and this is About Mansfield.